You put on lipstick this morning, checked the mirror, and something about your reflection felt slightly off. Not bad. Just off. And it's that pixie cut, the one you got for easy and modern. 3 of these mistakes are quietly adding 8 to 10 years to your face every single time you walk past a window. I'm covering all 7 pixie cut mistakes women over 60 keep making without knowing it, and the exact fixes that bring the years right back off. Stay until the end. Mistake number 5 is the one almost nobody catches in the mirror, only in photos. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50 so you get real results, fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Mistake number 1. Cutting it too short all over. You know the cut. Same length everywhere, top, sides, back, like the stylist used one guard and called it done. It looks neat in the chair. Then you get home, catch yourself in the hallway mirror, and your whole head looks smaller than your face. That's the trap. When every section sits at the same length, there's nothing left to soften the transition between your hairline and your features, so your face reads as wider and flatter than it actually is. It's not your bone structure. It's the haircut doing that. Here's what nobody tells you about this one. It's actually the safest looking cut to ask for, which is exactly why so many women over 60 end up with it. You walk in, you say short and easy, and uniform length is the path of least resistance for a stylist who doesn't know your face yet. It's low risk for them. It's not actually low risk for you. The fix is graduation. Longer pieces left through the crown and the front, shorter underneath at the nape. That height at the crown is what lifts your whole face upward instead of letting your eye land flat across your forehead. Ask for weight removed underneath, length kept on top. That's the phrase that gets you graduation without a stylist needing to interpret anything. Second fix. Texture through the ends instead of a blunt cut everywhere. A blunt edge at this length reads heavy and almost helmet-like under indoor lighting. Point cutting or razoring the ends breaks that line up. Let's light move through the hair instead of bouncing off one flat surface. Third, and this one's secretly the biggest difference, uneven length around the hairline specifically. Not random, deliberate. A little longer right at the temples, slightly shorter right behind the ear. That tiny shift is what makes a pixie look styled instead of just trimmed. Before and after, so you can actually picture it. Before, uniform 2-inch length across the entire head, flat crown, blunt ends. After, 1.5 inches at the nape, building to nearly 3 inches through the crown and front, with razored broken up ends. Same total amount of hair removed at the appointment, completely different result on your face. Upkeep is simple. Ask your stylist to mark the graduation points on your client card, so every future cut keeps the same shape instead of slowly growing back into that one-length trap, which happens more than you'd think between appointments. And once your stylist gets the shape right, there's a second mistake almost every woman with this length makes at home, with a flat iron, without realizing it's undoing the cut entirely. Mistakes number 2 and number 3. Flat ironing it straight, and skipping texture product. Mistake number 2. You bought a flat iron because the pixie looked smooth and polished on the woman in the salon photo, and you wanted that exact finish at home. So every morning, you press it bone straight. Here's the problem nobody mentions when they sell you that iron. A pixie cut depends on dimension to look intentional. Flatten it completely, and you lose the height at the crown that was lifting your whole face. What's left is hair lying close to the scalp, and close to scalp at this length reads as thinning. Even on women with plenty of density, you're not thin. The iron is just erasing the one thing doing the work for you. And it happens fast, overnight almost the first time you try it. One styling session and you can already see your forehead looking longer in photos than it does in the mirror, because the iron pulls everything down and back instead of letting any of it sit up and out. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple, finger style instead of iron style. Damp hair, a dime-size amount of texturizing paste worked through with your fingers, lifting at the roots as it dries instead of smoothing it down. That's it. That single change brings the crown height right back without a single extra product purchase. Now mistake number 3, and this is the one that quietly undoes mistake 2 even after you fix it. Skipping texture product entirely because my hair already has natural texture. That phrase is doing a lot of damage. Natural texture at this length, with no product, falls flat by midday no matter how good the cut is. You style it once in the morning, it holds for maybe 3 hours, and by lunch you're looking at the same flat silhouette mistake number 2 was causing. Except now it's not the iron's fault, it's just gravity, doing what gravity does to unsupported hair. The real reason this happens so often is that most women associate product with stiff, sprayed, 80s hair, and they avoid it entirely to look more natural. But a light texturizing paste or a sea salt spray doesn't stiffen anything. It gives each individual piece just enough grip to hold its own shape against gravity. Without it, you're asking gravity to lose. Gravity doesn't lose. Free swaps, concretely. Swap 1. Replace daily flat ironing with damp finger styling using a texturizing paste, lifting at the root. Swap 2. Replace no product, natural texture, with a dime-size amount of matte texturizing paste worked in while hair is 80% dry. Swap 3. Replace 1 flat styling session a day with a quick midday refresh, just fingers and a spritz of dry texture spray at the crown, 30 seconds, no mirror needed. Upkeep tip. Keep the paste in your bag, not just at home. The midday refresh is what actually carries the style past 3 p.m., and most women skip it simply because the product's sitting on a bathroom counter 40 minutes away. So that's the styling side handled. But there's a third mistake hiding in how this gets colored, and it's the one that ages a pixie faster than almost anything else on this list. Mistakes number 4 and number 5. Going too dark with color, and ignoring your face shape. Mistake number 4. You go in for a touch-up and ask the stylist to cover the gray completely. Every strand solid, uniform color. It feels like the safe choice. It is almost never the flattering one. Solid dark color this close to your face does something specific at this length. With so little hair between your color and your skin, an all-over flat dark shade pulls every bit of attention straight to fine lines and shadows around your eyes and mouth that softer, dimensional color would have blurred completely. You're not creating youth with darker color. You're creating contrast, and contrast is exactly what highlights everything you didn't want highlighted. Most women never connect this, by the way. They assume if their skin looks tired, it's the skin. Half the time it's the color sitting 2 shades too dark and too flat against it. The fix isn't going lighter across the board, it's going dimensional. Ask for low lights 2 shades lighter woven through, concentrated around the crown and the front pieces that frame your face. That dimension catches light differently than a flat single shade. And it's specifically what softens the transition between your hairline and your skin instead of drawing a hard line between them. Second fix for this one. If you're already gray or transitioning, work with it instead of fighting it solid. A soft, blended gray with subtle lowlights reads as intentional and current. Solid, flat gray reads the same as solid, flat dark. Same problem, different shade. Now mistake number 5, and this is the one I promised you at the start, because it's almost invisible in the mirror and completely obvious in photos. Ignoring your actual face shape and getting the exact same pixie your friend got. Or the exact same one from the photo you brought in. A pixie that's stunning on a heart-shaped face can genuinely widen a round face, because there's no length left anywhere to create a vertical line down past the jaw. You look in the mirror under bathroom lighting, straight on, and it looks fine. Then someone takes a photo at a slight angle, and suddenly your face looks rounder and wider than you know it actually is. The real reason this keeps happening is that most stylists cut from a reference photo first and your actual face shape second, especially if you bring the photo in yourself and say this, please. You have to ask the second question out loud. Will this length work with my face shape specifically, or just with hers? For rounder faces, ask for longer face framing pieces left at the cheekbone, angled rather than blunt. For square faces, soft, textured fringe pieces that break up a strong jawline instead of squaring it off further. For longer faces, fullness left through the sides rather than height piled at the crown. Before and after concretely. Before, a uniform pixie with no length anywhere near the cheekbone, same shape regardless of face shape. After, face framing pieces angled along the cheekbone, length adjusted specifically for a rounder or squarer face, fringe softened rather than blunt. Upkeep tip. Bring a front-on and a slight side-angle photo to every appointment, not just the front-on mirror shot, since that's the angle that actually reveals whether the cut is working with your face shape or against it. 2 mistakes down, 2 to go. And the next one's about something you're probably doing to your fringe every single morning without realizing it's the reason your whole pixie looks dated by 10 a.m. Mistake number 6. Styling the fringe the same way every single day. You learned one way to do your fringe years ago, and you've done it exactly that way every morning since. Same direction, same angle, same flat sweep to the side. It worked the first year. The problem is your fringe has probably grown out slightly differently since then. And a fringe styled the same fixed way regardless of how it's actually falling now starts to look stiff and dated, even on a perfectly good haircut. It's the one piece of a pixie that everyone sees first, every single time, and it's the piece most women stop paying attention to first too. Without knowing it, you've likely settled into autopilot here. Same 3 strokes with the brush, same direction, every morning, no matter what the rest of the cut is doing that day. Here's what's actually happening underneath that habit. Hair changes texture as it grays. It often gets slightly coarser or grows in a new direction at the hairline, sometimes within just a year or 2. Your styling routine doesn't know that. It's still operating off instructions from hair that's already changed. That mismatch is the real reason the fringe starts looking off, even when nothing else about the cut has changed at all. Fix 1. Stop brushing it the same direction daily, and instead style it with your fingers while damp, letting it fall where it naturally wants to sit that day, then setting that direction with a small amount of paste. This sounds minor. It changes the whole front of your face within 1 styling session. Fix 2. Get the fringe checked and trimmed every 3 to 4 weeks specifically, even if the rest of the cut goes 6. Fringe grows fastest and shows growth fastest, and a fringe even slightly too long starts falling into the eyes and dragging the whole face downward in exactly the way the graduation in part 1 was working to lift it up. Fix 3. And this is the one most women never try. Ask your stylist to cut the fringe at a slight angle rather than a straight, blunt line across. A straight across fringe at this length can look severe and almost costume-like on a mature face. An angled fringe softens that same forehead coverage without losing any of the practical benefit. Before and after. Before, a blunt, straight across fringe, brushed the same fixed direction daily, trimmed only when the rest of the cut is trimmed. After, a softly angled fringe, finger styled fresh each morning based on how it's actually falling, trimmed independently every 3 to 4 weeks. Upkeep tip. Keep a small comb specifically for the fringe in your bathroom drawer, separate from your regular brush. It sounds small. It's the difference between a 30-second fix and reaching for the flat iron out of frustration, which puts you right back into mistake number 2. 1 mistake left, and it's the quiet one. The mistake that has nothing to do with the cut itself and everything to do with how often you're walking back through that salon door. Mistake number 7. Waiting too long between trims. Last one, and it's the mistake that undoes every single fix we just covered, all by itself. You book the appointment every 8, sometimes 10 weeks, because that's what worked with longer hairstyles for most of your life. A pixie does not play by that rule. At this length, growth doesn't just make hair longer, it actively erases the shape. The graduation from part 1 grows out evenly across the board within about 5 weeks, which means by week 6 you've quietly gone right back to the uniform length problem we started with, without ever choosing to. Most women never connect the two. They walk in at week 9 convinced the stylist did something different this time, when really the stylist did the exact same cut. Growth had just already undone the last one. The fix is a 4 to 5 week schedule, not 6 to 8. I know that sounds frequent, and I know it sounds like more money and more time than you signed up for. But a pixie genuinely needs that rhythm to hold its shape. The same way the graduation and the face framing pieces we covered earlier only work while they're still at their intended length. Second fix, if the full schedule isn't realistic for you, ask specifically for a shape-only appointment between full cuts. It's faster, it's usually cheaper than a full cut, and it only resets the crown height and the fringe, the 2 areas that lose shape fastest, without touching length anywhere else. Third, and this is the one small shift that changes everything about how this feels. Stop thinking of it as a haircut appointment and start thinking of it as maintenance. The same way you'd never skip 5 weeks on color regrowth. The cut and the color are doing the same job. Treat the schedule the same way. Before and after one more time. Before, a 9-week-old cut, graduation grown out flat, fringe past the eyebrow, shape essentially gone. After a 4.5-week maintained cut, crown height intact, fringe at its angled length, every fix from this video still doing its job. Upkeep tip. Book your next 3 appointments at the front desk before you leave today's appointment. Not when you get home, not I'll call. Right there, before you leave the chair. The 5-week window closes faster than it feels like it will. And the women who actually keep this shape are, without exception, the ones who book ahead instead of waiting to feel like they need it. You just learned all 7 pixie cut mistakes women over 60 make without realizing it. And exactly what to ask for at your very next appointment to fix every one of them. You just learned the 7 pixie cut mistakes most women over 60 spend years making without ever naming them, and you got every fix in one sitting. Boom! Your bone structure was always built for this cut. Now your stylist actually knows it too. Tell me in the comments. Which one of these 7 were you doing without realizing it? Next week, I'm covering the exact words to say at the salon so your stylist cuts for your face shape, not just your photo. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Beauty, and I'll see you in the next one.